morning, everyone. My name is Adrian. I'm the CEO and founder of Sailo. Almost 40 million Americans rented a boat last year. Worldwide, $35 billion was spent on boat rentals in 2014. That's $35 billion. Now, do you know how these people found their boats? Well, they actually did it like this. Renters have to individually call each website to get pricing and availability. And if they're lucky enough to find an acceptable option, they are then emailed or faxed a contract, which they have to return back with payment information. 90% of all boat rentals are done this way. This market is fragmented. There's no price transparency, and it's mostly offline. This market is inefficient. Sailo is changing this by bringing boat rentals online. We simplified the frustrating rental process that typically takes days into one that takes minutes. With Sailo, you rent a boat in 3 steps. Browse, select, and book. So let me show you how it works. Let's take Andy. Andy's in charge of renting a boat for his friend's party next weekend. So he goes on Sailo.com. He searches for boats in Miami for 12 guests. He finds a great option along with the captain and catering. Next, he creates a shared booking where he invites his friends to see the trip details and share the costs. The trip is confirmed. Andy's party uses the Sailo app for up-to-date information about the trip and easy communication with the captain and the rest of the group. Our business model is simple. Boat owners and captains set their own prices, and we charge a 20% fee per transaction. Since starting operations last spring, we have generated over $350,000 in gross revenues, growing at 35% per month on average. During this time, our supply has grown to over 1,600 boats, growing at 40% per month on average. In fact, we are the largest player in our core markets of New York and Miami, and we're currently expanding to the Caribbean and the Med. The recreational boat rental market is fragmented but massive. $1 billion in New York and Miami alone. Worldwide is $36 billion, growing to $52 billion by 2020. This massive increase is driven by baby boomers and millennials who are increasingly looking for experiences instead of things. And boating is the ultimate vacation experience. We are a product and technology-driven team. Our founding members are Stanford engineers and Columbia Business School graduates with entrepreneurial and corporate experience in companies like Starwood Hotels and Resorts, GoGoBot, Synopsys, or Freescale. We believe that the future of boating is defined by easy access enabled by technology. Visit Sailo.com and sailo.co/Vator and let us know what you think. Also, visit our booth downstairs. We have a booth downstairs. I'd love to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Excellent. I am signing up immediately. Judges.
How are you getting, so I think it's great that you're going and getting people with boats and giving them this new opportunity. How are you getting people who want to take rides or rent a boat to your thing? Are you using SEO? Do you have any other unique strategies? Are you having to pay a lot of money to find potential customers?
Yeah, so one of our unique approaches to the market is market focus. So we're focused on the New York and Miami markets. Basically, we want to dominate large markets and have dominant supply. So we like to be the largest players in the places we play in. In terms of customer acquisition, our main channels are SEO and some paid AdWords, but we actually spend very little in marketing. We really believe that providing a quality service will really create a word of mouth and repeat customers, and we see a lot of that right now.
So how do you address the issue that many other marketplaces have dealt with? If I'm going on vacation, if I have a one-time event, I can absolutely see using this. But let's say I'm someone who likes to sail, which I do, and that I want to do it every month here in the Bay Area. And I meet the captain and skirt the system the next time around. How do you address that issue?
Wouldn't do that to him.
I would never do that, but there might be people who
2 things. One, if you're working with a private boat owner, our platform provides built-in insurance, which is a big element of actually renting these boats out. So having that insurance element in place, it's a driver that keeps customer on the platform. Also, obviously, we provide the assurance of the experience. So usually if you want to do that even on a regular basis, you want to go through the platform. Now, if you're working with a charter company, yes, you can go around the platform, and I think a lot of other marketplaces have that issue. But for us right now, sort of the value proposition that we're bringing on to our customers, it's so large that it sort of pales in comparison with some of the down.
So is it more targeting the private boat owners initially versus the charter companies?
It's actually more targeted to the charter companies. Sort of how I see this market is an analogy to the hotel market. And this market is so fragmented, there's no Expedia. And this makes no sense to build the Airbnb first. Actually, we want to build that Expedia first. There's established charter companies that know how to do this. They have captains. So that's about 90% of our supply. We also have private boat owners on the site, but we spend less time acquiring them because they're more expensive, and we want to concentrate on that larger market first.
Which is the more difficult part of the marketplace to put together, the boat owners or the renters? And also, how do you compare your service to, what's the other big one, Boatbound?
Boatbound, yes, which is based here in San Francisco. Very good question. So originally, it was a little bit hard to get supply on the platform last year. So basically, last spring, we had about 100 boats. By the end of the summer, we had 500. Since then, like recently, we're adding close to 500 boats a month, even more. Basically, by the end of the year, we expect to have close to 10,000 boats on the platform. So now supply has been a lot easier to add. In terms of customer demand, it's basically getting the word out there and making sure that they find out about this alternative, which is much better than a smaller charter company. Which, by the way, one interesting fact in the United States, there's about 50,000 charter companies with an average of about 1.5 boats per charter company. So that's how fragmented the market is.
And the Boatbound question?
So in terms of Boatbound has worked mainly with private boat owners. They started out US-wide, mostly private boat owners, smaller boats. We basically approached the market from the other side. It was established charter companies, larger boats. Our average check is around $2,000, which is about 4 times higher. And our average boat size is about 45 feet, again, a lot higher than. So we address separate parts of the market, and it's a different approach, but we believe in what we're doing.
In my very limited experience renting a charter boat, there's sort of a big part of it's this qualification process, your boating resume and things like this. Are you going to be qualifying folks for the charters, or is that still on them?
95% of the boats we rent are with captains. The people that want to rent their boats bareboat, so without a captain, go through a verification process where we check their credentials if they have any, and then there's a process where they go through and verify how qualified they are to actually rent out. But mostly captains.
How do you think about managing inventory? Each of these organizations has their own quote unquote, space availability system. They have their own online websites. There's, so many. I'm sure there's not any. Just like the market's fragmented, I'm sure the systems they use are even more so.
Absolutely. One thing you have to realize. The majority of the boat owners are not very technically proficient. We see a lot of them actually using pen and paper to manage their availability. And in best case, they'll use something like a Google Calendar. Actually, we see our platform as a way to help them provide a more automated way of managing their availability, especially with us having a mobile app now where they can respond to requests on the go and have a way of managing their revenues and inventory in a way that's much more efficient. So we do see that, basically we're beta testing actually that part of our platform with some boat owners right now, with the charter companies.
Have any boat owners moved 100% of their booking to be through Sailo yet?
Yes, we actually have not only individual boat owners, but we have larger charter companies that have upwards of 100 boats that did not have the infrastructure of actually collecting money and providing the insurance and so on. They're moving their whole operations through us. Obviously, a slightly different commission structure, but absolutely, the response from supply has been amazing.
Adrian?
Yes.
Good job.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys.
What a great idea.